I'm thrilled to have you here on my channel. Make sure to subscribe and tune in daily for fresh stories. The first hints of trouble always seem so harmless in hindsight. It's a cool Thursday evening, the kind where the city's air feels slightly more refreshing, and I'm on my way home after a particularly exhausting day at work. My mind is still occupied with unfinished tasks and emails when I pull into our driveway. I notice the postman, a young guy in his 20s with a friendly smile, just leaving our porch. What catches my attention is the odd timing. In our neighborhood, mail usually arrives much earlier. As I step out of my car, I see my wife, Emily, quickly tucking a letter into her purse. We make brief eye contact, and she gives me a smile that doesn't fully reach her eyes. I feel a slight twist in my gut. "Hey, darling," she says, coming over to kiss me on the cheek. "How was your day?" "Exhausting," I respond, glancing at her purse. "Did the mail come late today?" "Yeah, it did." "Nothing important, though," she replies a little too quickly, turning to head inside. I follow her, suspicion beginning to take root. Emily and I have always been open with each other. Our lives have always felt like an open book, or so I believed. That evening, as we sit down to dinner and chat about trivial things, I can't help but notice her nervous glances at her purse, now casually hanging over the back of her chair. As night falls and the house quiets down, Emily is already asleep, or pretending to be. I lie next to her, staring at the ceiling, the silence almost oppressive. My curiosity eats away at me until I can't stand it anymore. I quietly slip out of bed and head to the living room, where her purse lies abandoned. My hand shakes slightly as I unzip the small pocket where I saw her hide the letter. I pull it out and unfold it. The elegant handwriting catches my eye first. As I read the contents, my world begins to unravel. "Dearest Emily, last night was unforgettable. The way we spent those hours, the laughter, the passion, it's something I'll cherish forever. Thank you for everything. Yours, Mark." The words hit me like a sledgehammer. My heart pounds in my chest, anger bubbling up from the pit of my stomach. Emily, my wife of 7 years, has been unfaithful. The betrayal stings like a fresh wound, and I can barely breathe. I sit there for what feels like hours, staring at the letter, my mind racing. I need to confront her, but not now, not while I'm this angry. I need to think, to plan. I slide the letter back into her purse and return to bed, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. Sleep eludes me, and by morning, a plan starts to form. Revenge, it's a bitter word, but it's all I can think about. I'll make her regret ever betraying me, but I need to be careful, methodical. First, I need to gather evidence, make sure there's no doubt about her fidelity. I need to know everything about this Mark, where they meet, how long this has been going on. The next few days, I play the role of the oblivious husband, smiling and laughing all the while, watching, waiting. I follow Emily when she leaves the house, noting every detail, her patterns, her behavior, everything. It doesn't take long to find out where she meets Mark, a small cafe on the other side of town. I see them together, laughing, holding hands, the way we used to. Each sighting fuels my anger, but I keep my cool. I start documenting everything, photographs, timestamps, anything that could serve as evidence. I'm meticulous, leaving no stone unturned. I even managed to plant a small voice recorder in her purse one night, capturing their conversations, every word, every every betrayal is now documented. With my evidence solidified, I begin phase 2 of my plan. I reach out to a lawyer who specializes in divorce and marital disputes. I lay out everything, ensuring that when the time comes, Emily will have no ground to stand on. I want to ruin her, make her pay for the hurt she's caused me. But this isn't enough. I want to see her suffer, watch as her world collapses. I start planting seeds of doubt in our friends' minds, subtle hints about her behavior, her late nights out. It's amazing how quickly rumors spread, how easily people believe what they want to believe. My final move is the most crucial. I need to confront her, but not in private. I want witnesses, an audience to see her fall. I plan a dinner, inviting our closest friends and family. I'll reveal everything then, expose her lies, her deceit, in front of everyone she cares about. The night of the dinner arrives, and my heart races with anticipation. Emily is oblivious, chatting happily with our guests, her laughter grating on my nerves. As dinner winds down, I stand, raising my glass. I'd like to make a toast. I sit there for what feels like hours, staring at the letter, my mind racing. I need to confront her, but not now, not while I'm this angry. I need to think, to plan. I slide the letter back into her purse and return to bed, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. Sleep eludes me, and by morning, a plan starts to form. Revenge, it's a bitter word, but it's all I can think about. I'll make her regret ever betraying me, but I need to be careful and methodical. First, I need to gather evidence and make sure there's no doubt about her fidelity. I need to know everything about this Mark, where they meet, how long this has been going on. Over the next few days, I play the role of the oblivious husband, smiling and laughing all the while, watching and waiting. I follow Emily when she leaves the house, noting every detail, her patterns, her behavior, everything. It doesn't take long to find out where she meets Mark, a small cafe on the other side of town. I see them together, laughing, holding hands, the way we used to. Each sighting fuels my anger, but I keep my cool. I start documenting everything, photographs, timestamps, anything that could serve as evidence. I'm meticulous, leaving no stone unturned. I even managed to plant a small voice recorder in her purse one night, capturing their conversations, every word, every whisper. Every betrayal is now documented. With my evidence solidified, I begin phase 2 of my plan. I reach out to a lawyer who specializes in divorce and marital disputes. I lay out everything, ensuring that when the time comes, Emily will have no ground to stand on. I want to ruin her, make her pay for the hurt she's caused me. But this isn't enough. I want to see her suffer, watch as her world collapses. I start planting seeds of doubt in our friends' minds, subtle hints about her behavior, her late nights out. It's amazing how quickly rumors spread and how easily people believe what they want to believe. My final move is the most crucial. I need to confront her, but not in private. I want witnesses, an audience to see her fall. I plan a dinner, inviting our closest friends and family. I'll reveal everything then, expose her lies, her deceit, in front of everyone she cares about. The night of the dinner arrives, and my heart races with anticipation. Emily is oblivious, chatting happily with our guests, her laughter grating on my nerves. As dinner winds down, I stand and raise my glass. I'd like to make a toast, I begin, my voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through me. To my beautiful wife, Emily, the woman who has been my partner for 7 years, the woman who has given me countless memories and, recently, the biggest betrayal of my life. The room falls silent, all eyes on me. Emily looks at me, confusion turning to horror as she realizes what's happening. I pull out the letter, the photographs, the recordings, laying them all out for everyone to see. This is the woman you all admire, I say, my voice cold. The woman who has been cheating on me with Mark. Emily, I loved you, trusted you, and you threw it all away. Emily's face pales, tears streaming down her cheeks. She tries to speak, but I cut her off. Don't bother, Emily. It's over. I've filed for divorce, and I've made sure everyone knows what kind of person you really are. The room is buzzing with whispers. Our friends and family are shocked, some angry, others sympathetic. Emily collapses into a chair, sobbing uncontrollably. My revenge is complete, and as I look at her, I feel a cold satisfaction. Her life is in ruins, just like mine was, and for now, that's enough. The aftermath of my revelation at the dinner party is nothing short of chaotic. Emily's sobs resonate through the room, mingling with the murmurs and gasps of our friends and family. My eyes sweep across the faces of our guests, taking in their shock and disbelief. Emily's close friend Sarah is the first to speak. "Jack, is this some kind of sick joke?" she demands, her voice shaking. "No joke, Sarah," I reply, my tone icy. This is the truth. Emily has been cheating on me with a man named Mark. I have all the evidence right here. Sarah looks at Emily, who is now sobbing uncontrollably into her hands. Emily, is this true? She asks, her voice barely a whisper. Emily nods, unable to speak through her tears. The room erupts in a flurry of whispers and accusations. I take a step back, watching the scene unfold. My best friend Tom approaches me, his face a mask of concern. Jack, are you okay? He asks, placing a hand on my shoulder. I'm fine, Tom, I reply, my voice calm. Just needed to get the truth out. Tom looks at me for a long moment before nodding. If you need anything, you know I'm here for you. Thanks, I say, appreciating his support. The guests begin to leave, some offering me sympathetic glances, others too shocked to say anything. Emily remains in her chair, her face buried in her hands. I walk over to her, my anger simmering just below the surface. Emily, I say, my voice low, we need to talk. She looks up at me, her eyes red and swollen. Jack, please, she begs, her voice trembling. I'm sorry. I never meant for this to happen. It's too late for apologies, I snap. You made your choices, and now you have to live with the consequences. She nods, her shoulders shaking with sobs. I turn away, unable to bear the sight of her any longer. I head to the kitchen, needing a moment to collect myself. As I pour a glass of water, Sarah follows me, her expression one of mixed emotions. Jack, she begins hesitantly, I know you're hurt, but do you really think exposing her like that was the right thing to do? I slam the glass down on the counter, my anger flaring. She betrayed me, Sarah. She lied to me, cheated on me. She deserved to be exposed. Sarah, looking conflicted, responds, I get it, Jack, but revenge, it just seems extreme. Extreme? I echo, my voice rising. You think what she did to me wasn't extreme? She destroyed our marriage, our trust. This was the only way I could make her understand the pain she caused. Sarah looks at me, her eyes softening. I'm sorry, Jack. I really am. But you need to think about what comes next. How are you going to move forward? I don't know, I admit, the weight of the situation settling heavily on my shoulders. But I'll figure it out. Sarah nods, giving me a sad smile. Just take care of yourself, okay? I will, I promise, though I'm not entirely sure how. As the last of the guests trickle out, I'm left alone in the silence of our now empty house. Emily has retreated to the bedroom, and I have no intention of joining her. Instead, I sit on the couch, my mind racing with thoughts of what to do next. My phone buzzes with messages from concerned friends and family, but I ignore them for now, needing time to process everything. The following morning, I wake up with a sense of grim determination. Emily is still in the bedroom, the door closed. I can hear her muffled sobs through the door, but I don't feel any sympathy. I make a quick breakfast and head out, needing to clear my head. I drive aimlessly for a while before ending up at Tom's place. Jack, come on in, Tom says, ushering me inside. How are you holding up? Barely, I admit, sinking into his couch. I don't know what to do, Tom. I thought exposing her would make me feel better, but it hasn't. Not really. Tom sits beside me, his expression thoughtful. Revenge never really heals the wound, Jack. It just adds another layer of pain. I know, I sigh, running a hand through my hair. But I can't just let her get away with it. Of course not, Tom agrees. But maybe it's time to focus on yourself. Take a step back. Figure out what you want from here on out. His words make sense, but it's easier said than done. I spend the rest of the day with Tom, trying to distract myself from the chaos my life has become. By the time I return home, it's late and the house is dark. I find Emily sitting in the living room, her eyes red from crying. Jack, can we talk? She asks, her voice small and broken. I hesitate but eventually nod. Fine. Talk. She takes a deep breath, her hands trembling. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you in ways I can't even begin to understand, but I want to make things right. I want to fix this. Fix this? I laugh bitterly. How do you propose we fix this, Emily? You destroyed everything. I know, she whispers, tears streaming down her face. But I love you, Jack. I made a terrible mistake, but I love you. Please, let's try to work through this. I stare at her, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. Can we really fix this? Do I even want to? The anger, the betrayal, it's all still so fresh. But beneath it all, there's a small part of me that remembers the good times, the love we once shared. I don't know if I can, Emily, I say finally, my voice breaking. I don't know if I can ever trust you again. She nods, her expression devastated. I understand, but please, can we at least try? Go to counseling, talk things through, anything. I sigh, the weight of the decision pressing down on me. I'll think about it. I say the words, feeling like a lifeline in a storm. Emily nods, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Thank you, Jack. That's all I'm asking. As I head to bed, the future feels uncertain, a tangled web of pain and possibility. But for now, it's a step forward, however small, and maybe, just maybe, it's a start. Days turn into weeks, and the tension between Emily and me remains a constant simmer beneath the surface of our daily lives. We move around each other like ghosts, our interactions limited to the bare necessities. The house feels like a battlefield, every room a reminder of the war we're waging both against each other and within ourselves. One evening, as I'm working late in my home office, there's a knock on the door. I look up to see Emily standing there, her expression cautious. Jack, can we talk? She asks, her voice hesitant. I sigh, setting my laptop aside. Sure, what is it? She steps into the room, closing the door behind her. I've been thinking a lot about what you said, about not being able to trust me again. I know it's going to be hard, but I want to earn back your trust. I want to fight for our marriage. I lean back in my chair, studying her. There's a sincerity in her eyes that wasn't there before, a desperation that tugs at something deep inside me. Emily, I don't know if it's even possible. Trust isn't something you can just build overnight. I know, she says quickly. But I'm willing to do whatever it takes, counseling, therapy, whatever you need. Please, just give me a chance. Her plea hangs in the air, and I feel a mix of emotions swirling inside me, anger, hurt, but also a flicker of something else, something I'm not ready to name just yet. Okay, I say finally. We'll try counseling. But understand this, Emily, this is your last chance. If you mess up again, we're done. She nods, relief flooding her features. Thank you, Jack. I promise I won't let you down. The next week, we begin counseling sessions with Dr. Morgan, a no-nonsense therapist with a reputation for saving marriages on the brink. Our first session is tense, both of us sitting on opposite ends of the couch, the distance between us a physical manifestation of the emotional chasm we need to bridge. Why don't we start with why you're here? Dr. Morgan suggests, her eyes flicking between us. I cheated, Emily says bluntly, her voice steady. Jack found out. And how do you feel about that, Jack? Dr. Morgan asks, turning to me. How do you think I feel? I snap, my anger bubbling up. I feel betrayed and humiliated. I trusted her, and she threw it all away. Dr. Morgan nods, her expression calm. Those are all valid feelings, Jack, but if we're going to move forward, we need to address the underlying issues in your marriage. Emily, why did you cheat? Emily hesitates, glancing at me before looking back at Dr. Morgan. I felt lonely. Jack was always working, always busy. I know it's not an excuse, but I felt neglected, and when Mark showed me attention, I made a terrible mistake. Her words cut deep, but there's also a painful truth in them. I've always been a workaholic, often putting my career before everything else. Dr. Morgan's expression doesn't change, but she scribbles something in her notebook. Jack, do you recognize Emily's feelings of neglect? She asks. I shift uncomfortably. I guess I can see it now, but it doesn't justify what she did. No, it doesn't, Dr. Morgan agrees. But understanding each other's feelings is the first step towards healing. Emily, how do you plan to regain Jack's trust? Emily takes a deep breath. By being completely honest from now on, by showing him every day that I'm committed to our marriage, and by giving him the time he needs to heal. Dr. Morgan nods, looking at me. Jack, are you willing to give her that time? I hesitate but eventually nod. I'm willing to try, but it's not going to be easy. The session ends with a homework assignment to spend more time together and to talk more openly about our feelings. It's awkward at first, but slowly we start to find a rhythm. We take walks together, have dinner without the distraction of our phones, and gradually, the walls between us begin to crumble. One night, as we're sitting on the porch, Emily turns to me, her expression serious. Jack, there's something else I need to tell you. My heart skips a beat, fear gripping me. What is it? It's about Mark, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. He's been trying to contact me. He wants to see me again. Anger flares up inside me. And what did you tell him? I told him no, she says quickly. I told him I'm trying to fix my marriage, but he's not taking no for an answer. He's been showing up at my work, leaving messages. I'm scared, Jack. Her words sent a chill down my spine. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I didn't want to make things worse, she admits. I didn't want you to think I was still involved with him. I take a deep breath, trying to calm the storm of emotions raging inside me. We need to deal with this, Emily. We can't let him keep interfering in our lives. She nods, tears welling up in her eyes. I'm so sorry, Jack. I never wanted any of this to happen. I pull her into my arms, holding her tightly. We'll figure it out, I promise, I say, my voice firm. We'll get through this together. The next day, I take a leave of absence from work, determined to handle the situation with Mark. I contact a lawyer, explaining the harassment, and we begin the process of getting a restraining order. I also hire a private investigator to gather more information on Mark, wanting to ensure we have all the evidence we need. In the meantime, Emily and I continue our counseling sessions, slowly rebuilding the trust that was shattered. It's a long, painful process, but with each session, we grow a little closer, the wounds beginning to heal. One evening, as we're having dinner, the doorbell rings. I get up to answer it, my heart pounding. Standing on the porch is Mark, his expression smug. Jack, he says, his voice oozing with false friendliness, we need to talk. I step outside, closing the door behind me. There's nothing to talk about, Mark. Leave my wife alone. He smirks, crossing his arms. Or what? You'll call the cops? I take a step closer, my fists clenched. If you don't leave now, I will. And I'll make sure they know about the harassment and the stalking. You'll be the one in trouble, not me. His smirk falters, and he takes a step back. You're making a mistake, Jack. She'll never really be yours. She'll always come back to me. Get out, I say through gritted teeth, and don't come back. He hesitates but eventually turns and walks away. I watch him go, my heart racing. When I go back inside, Emily is waiting, her eyes wide with fear. What did he want? She asks, her voice trembling. Nothing, I say, pulling her into a hug. He's gone now, and he's not coming back. As we hold each other, I realize that this is just the beginning of our fight to rebuild our lives. But for the first time in a long time, I feel a glimmer of hope. We've faced the worst, and we're still standing together. We can face anything. The weeks that follow are a test of our resolve. Emily and I continue to work on our relationship, slowly but surely mending the broken pieces. The restraining order against Mark is granted, and the private investigator uncovers enough evidence of his harassment to ensure he stays away. One evening, as we're sitting on the couch, Emily turns to me, her eyes filled with gratitude. Jack. I can't thank you enough for giving us this chance. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm so grateful. I take her hand, squeezing it gently. We're in this together, Emily. We've both made mistakes, but we're working through them, and that's what matters. As we sit there holding each other, I realize that our journey is far from over. There will be more challenges, more obstacles to overcome, but for now, we have each other, and that's enough. The road to recovery is long and winding, but with each step, we move closer to a future where trust and love can flourish once again. No matter what comes our way, I know we'll face it together, stronger than ever before. The months that follow are a blur of therapy sessions, heartfelt conversations, and cautious steps towards rebuilding our marriage. Emily and I gradually start to feel like a team again, though there are still moments of tension, reminders of the betrayal that nearly tore us apart. The shadow of Mark's intrusion lingers, even as the restraining order keeps him physically at bay. One night, as we're preparing for bed, Emily's phone buzzes. She glances at the screen, and her face pales. My heart skips a beat. Who is it? I ask, my voice tense. It's a message from Mark, she whispers, her hands shaking as she hands me the phone. He says he needs to talk to me, that it's urgent. Anger flares up inside me, but I take a deep breath, trying to stay calm. What does he want now? We have a restraining order, he's not supposed to contact you. I don't know, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. But I'm scared, Jack. What if he's planning something? We'll deal with it, I say firmly. But first, we need to understand what he wants. I decide to reply to Mark's message, pretending to be Emily. What do you want, Mark? We have nothing to talk about. I type, hitting send before I can second-guess myself. His reply comes almost immediately, meet me at the park tomorrow at noon. I have something you need to know. If you care about your future, you'll be there. I show the message to Emily, her eyes widening in fear. Jack, what do we do? We go, I say, my mind racing. But we're not going alone. I'll call Tom. He can come with us and make sure we're safe. The next day, Tom and I wait in the car while Emily stands by the park bench, looking anxious. The park is quiet, the autumn leaves rustling in the breeze. Mark appears, his face hard and determined. I grip the steering wheel tightly, ready to jump out if things go south. Mark approaches Emily, and I see them exchange a few words. Suddenly, Emily's face contorts in anger, and she slaps him hard across the face. I'm out of the car in an instant, Tom right behind me. What the hell is going on? I demand, stepping between Emily and Mark. Mark smirks, rubbing his cheek. Ah, Jack, just the man I wanted to see. I was just telling Emily about the little secret she's been keeping from you. Secret? I turn to Emily, confusion and betrayal washing over me. What is he talking about? Emily's eyes are filled with tears. Jack, I didn't know how to tell you. It was before we started counseling, before I realized what I really wanted. What are you saying? I ask, my heart pounding. Mark laughs, a cold, bitter sound. She's pregnant, Jack, and the baby might be mine. The ground seems to drop out from under me. Is this true? I ask Emily, my voice barely a whisper. I'm so sorry, she sobs. I didn't know how to tell you. I wasn't sure until now. I stagger back, the world spinning around me. Tom grabs my arm, steadying me. Jack, let's go, he says urgently. We need to get out of here. But I can't move. Can't think. All I can do is stare at Emily, my heart breaking all over again. How could you? I whisper, the pain in my voice palpable. Mark steps forward, his expression triumphant. See, Jack? She'll never really be yours. She'll always have a part of me with her. Rage surges through me, and I lunge at him, my fist connecting with his jaw. He stumbles back, but I don't stop. Years of suppressed anger and betrayal fuel my punches until Tom pulls me off him. Jack, stop, He's not worth it. Tom shouts, holding me back. Mark gets to his feet, wiping blood from his lip. This isn't over, Jack. You'll never escape me. As he walks away, Emily collapses onto the bench, sobbing uncontrollably. I feel like I'm in a nightmare, unable to wake up. Tom helps me to my feet, his grip firm. Come on, Jack. We need to figure this out. We drive back in silence, the weight of the situation pressing down on us. When we get home, I sit Emily down, my mind numb. Is it true? I ask again, my voice hollow. Is there a chance the baby isn't mine? She nods, her face streaked with tears. Yes, Jack, but I don't know for sure. I want it to be yours. I want us to be a family. Then we need to find out, I say, my voice steadier than I feel. We need to know the truth. The next few weeks are a blur of doctor's appointments and paternity tests. Each day feels like a lifetime, the uncertainty gnawing at me. Emily and I try to keep things normal, but the tension is palpable. Finally, the day of the test results arrives. We sit in the doctor's office, holding hands, both of us trembling. Dr. Harris enters, holding an envelope. She sits down, her expression serious. I have the results, she says, opening the envelope. Jack, the baby is yours. Relief floods through me, and I pull Emily into a tight embrace, tears of joy and relief streaming down our faces. For a moment, it feels like we can finally move forward, leave the past behind. But as we leave the doctor's office, a sense of unease lingers. Mark may be out of our lives for now, but the scars he left behind will take time to heal. We still have a long road ahead, but for the first time, I feel a glimmer of hope. Back at home, Emily and I sit on the couch, holding each other. We're going to be okay, I whisper, more to myself than to her. Yes, we are, she says, her voice filled with determination. We'll get through this, Jack, together. As the months pass, we prepare for the arrival of our baby, our bond growing stronger with each passing day. The pain and betrayal of the past slowly fade, replaced by a renewed sense of love and commitment. One evening, as we're sitting on the porch watching the sunset, Emily turns to me, her eyes filled with love. Thank you, Jack, for giving us a second chance. I smile and give her hand a gentle squeeze. Thank you for standing by us. I love you, Emily. I love you too, she replies, resting her head on my shoulder. As the sun sets, I realize our story is far from over. We've faced tremendous challenges, but we've emerged stronger together. Whatever the future holds, we'll face it as a family. Time flies, and soon our baby girl arrives. The first time I hold her, a powerful wave of love and protectiveness washes over me. Emily and I exchange tearful glances, our hearts overflowing with joy. We did it, she whispers, her voice full of emotion. Yes, we did, I respond, kissing her softly. And we'll keep doing it, one day at a time. As I cradle my daughter, I understand that the past no longer defines us. We've begun a new chapter, one filled with hope and love. Whatever challenges lie ahead, we'll face them together, stronger than ever. The road ahead may be uncertain, but with Emily by my side and our daughter in my arms, I know we can conquer anything. We've built our relationship on trust and love, and nothing can tear us apart. Our journey is just beginning, and I look forward to whatever the future holds for our family.